All right, so I switched software that I was using this live stream. I'll have you all filter in here in just a second. The old stream should be winding down, and this new one should be picking up. I don't see anybody in here yet, so we'll wait a minute or two. Ah, 4 people. All right, so sounds like all right. So I'll let some more people get in here. Let me know. Let me know that you're here by hitting that thumbs up. So, um, Jordan is here. Tyler's here. Sounds like the audio has corrected itself. 11 of you. There were 20. I think there were 20 or 21 people earlier. So we'll let a few people filter in, and then I'll kind of explain what happened a little bit. And looks like we got 11 people in. People may still be on the Ryan, I heard this was the hacking course. No, this is not a hacking course. That's interesting though. I am getting ready to schedule some trainings. We're going to schedule some grand stream trainings, but those are going to be on site. But I am going to schedule a Unify training. And so that will be done remote, and still trying to work out the logistics of that, but that will definitely happen in 2019. It'd be awesome if this was the hacking course, wouldn't it? So if you're just joining us, you were over at the other live stream, and now you're over here. What happened is I moved everything. Look at that. I spilled water on myself earlier too, and it really shows up on the webcam. So what I did was I moved OBS Studio from my desktop to my laptop. Thought I had all the settings ready to go, and it looks like the settings were not ready to go. You had no audio, and the video was choppy. So I'm probably going to have to hardwire this. I was trying to do that over Wi-Fi. Why the YouTube built-in browser one works is probably because YouTube has optimized this thing for Google Chrome. But yeah, so if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I told you to watch out for a live stream tonight because we are going to give away a NetTool. I want to thank NetTool for sending these over. I've got 3 of these. We're going to do some, we're going to give these away on live streams here over the next couple weeks. The first one we will give away tonight. You'll notice that this box is a little bit bigger, and they send a little bit more stuff in the box now. So in the box, you get the pouch. You get this really cool button that you saw me take a picture of. I sniff packets. You get, let's see. Of course, you get the getting started quick start guide. You get a sticker. You get an advertisement for the hip holster that it comes with. You get the NetTool. You get an Ethernet cable. You get a USB. I don't know if the charging brick may be inside the box. I will open this. So when you receive this, it will not be in this box. It will not be used, but I will actually take it out of this box. I will pack this box flat, and because it's not particularly inexpensive to ship odd shaped boxes. So usually what I do is I will break this box down and take everything, and I'll put it in like a USPS. If it fits, it ships box, like the smallest box. But we're gonna give this away. So let me check out the comments here and see. Tyler, Jordan, Ryan, Wybo, Steven, Australia. Man, it is late in Australia. 2, Darren is from Australia. Bartos is in the UK. Sorry if I butchered your name. J. Michael Phelps representing Gary, Indiana. Michael Apt from Michigan. We got Gord representing Canada. We got Scotland. Tyler from Mississippi. We've got Mark from New Zealand. So a few things. So, hey, Jeff is from Grove City, Ohio. Okay, so earlier this morning, I was tagged in a conversation on Twitter talking about Unify access points calling home, and apparently, in like the .60 firmware, Unify added a feature to gather statistics from access points, and it actually had a memory leak and caused all kinds of things to happen with the access points. And apparently, that bug is going to be fixed in the .61 release. But I don't know that it's that big of a deal. All kinds of companies capture all kinds of data. If you've got one of these cell phones, a smartphone, there is information about you, more information than what your Ubiquiti access points are collecting, are being collected by your smartphone and sent back. So we need to put things in perspective. We don't need to make a mountain out of molehill. Now, I'm not making an excuse for Ubiquiti, not letting people know. However, one of the employees did say that if you read the end user license agreement, that they are allowed to do this. Now, by using the products, by downloading the firmware, you are accepting that end user license agreement. So your choice is let them take some usage statistics or rip out all your Unify access points and put something else in. So, or don't upgrade to that firmware, go back to a different version of the firmware. But that's going to be up to you. So Rick wants to know what the stream is going to be about. So tonight's stream is about giving away a net tool and about talking just about networking, maybe some security, maybe some. Oh, I know what I'll show you. We'll talk a little bit about business too. So I haven't really made a whole lot of business videos. I have made some soft skills videos, and I want to put some more soft skill videos out. But let's talk a little bit about business. Let me grab something, and it's right over here. I'll be right back. All right. So I guess consider this this could be my first talk about business. But this is from the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Now, if you have a business and you have a logo, it's very important that you protect your intellectual property, and your logo should be trademarked. Now, another thing that you should do is you should also go out and search and make sure that your trademark is not infringing on anyone else's trademark. So I had a trademark that I thought I was in the free and clear to use. There was another company that did use it. They had it. They were super nice about contacting me, and they said, look, we don't want any compensation. We just want you to change your trademark and everything. So that's when we went from H5 technology over to Willie Howe technology. So we made that change. And so then I hired a company to go out and search for my trademark. And so now I officially have, if you have seen my logo, so there's the H with the TI 568B standard that we have in there. I actually own the trademark for an H with that in there. So I've got my registration number. It was registered in June of 2019. This document describes the whole thing. You can see the official seal down here. If you're a business in the United States and you have a logo and you want to make sure, that you're protecting it, take the time, spend the money. I think all said and done, this cost me a little over $300 US. Go ahead and get your logo trademarked, because if you don't and people are using it, then it's going to be a little bit more of a battle. You're going to have to prove that you used it before them in commerce and all kinds of things. So it's better off just spend the money. If you're serious about your business, get your trademark, then you don't have to worry about it. And the trademark office will send you, when you get it, you get a nice little like a template of a cease and desist letter, and you get it tells you when you got to file to stay up on things. So it's in my opinion, it's worth every penny that is spent on it. So yes, so that is officially I own the trademark to this. So if someone else starts using this, I can issue cease and desist. If they don't, then we're going to tangle in court. So the whole process takes months. I started it in November of last year, November of 2018, and it was finally issued in June. I think that's June of 2019. So, you got to go out, you got to search, or the company that I hired, they search the trademark database to make sure that your trademark's not the same as anyone else's. And then they help you fill out the application, tell you how to fill it out. And then I was really lucky because I had an error on my application. And so the trademark lawyer that works in the patent and trademark office, he could have just been like, no, rejected. But he left me a voicemail and he was like, Mr. Howe, there's an issue on your application. If you call me, I can tell you how to change that. So I called him back. He told me how to change it. It went through like 2 weeks later. I got a notification saying they approved it and they would be issuing it. Another thing is that this gets published. Your application gets published so that other companies can see that you're publishing the trademark. So if they have any issues with it, then they can view it before it gets issued. So it's a really good process, and it helps you as a small business owner protect your intellectual property, your branding. And if you're in business, you should be building a brand. All right. So let's see. Yeah. Jordan says you can do that in Canada too. So Tyler, Bob Carpenter, my Canadian friend, I think this is Bob Yeah, Bob, greetings from Maui today. Bob, I'm only a little bit jealous. So, yeah. You got me all out of sorts now. Charlie says, so what about the T568B standard on the logo? I assume that doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter because it's not called the T568 standard. It has to do with the order. I didn't, it's in combination with this. And so I didn't actually use the T568 standard in the language. And the lawyers looked over there's some very specific language on there that makes sure that I'm not trying to trademark the T568. I mean, you can get nitty gritty enough with trademark that you could trademark, your initial and an asterisk. I mean, you can really trademark down to the nitty gritty. So let's see. Yeah, Winston says he has his in Jamaica. David Anderson is here with us. And hello, Frank from Greenland. So somebody mentioned new switches being out. All right, so here's the deal. I got a couple switches when they were in beta. So I can't really talk about them. It really wouldn't be fair to talk about them. I can tell you that the physical spec from the switch I had didn't change. So I will show you the switch real quick, but I'm not going to go into the software or any of that stuff. So if you give me just a second, let me grab a switch. All right. So I have, like I said, I can't go into detail because it's beta, but I will at least show you the physical switch. Give me just a second. I tape the box up. I'm moving my racks around. So I bought another camera, and during the live streams, I'm going to have multiple cameras. I got a stream deck. So I'm working, like I said, last week when we had our live stream, working on changing the production value just a little bit. Give me just a second here. I'll have this switch out. And let's see here. Here it is. I know you're all getting bored of watching me open this. But here is the 24 port Switch 24 Pro. So over here, your SFP ports, obviously 1 through 24. Here's that little screen that everybody's freaking out about. You can see the beta sticker, so I can't do a review. I can't really go into it, but I'm just showing you the physical. Got power here, console, so USB-C console, and then RPS. That's as much as I'm going to go into this. I'm just going to show you the physical. It's a really nice switch. Layer 3 is supposed to be coming in a future firmware, so soon. But all right, so let's do this. I am yeah, they did go GA, but mine is a beta, right? It's got that red beta sticker on there, which means no reviews, no in-depth anything. So I was just showing you the physical because I don't think that changed. So let's see. Frank asks, what is the best use of video surveillance in a country like Greenland? Frank, so I am a really big fan of Axis cameras, but Synology recently came out with a standalone NVR, and they're not sending out any demo units. So I'm going to have to actually wait to get one, but it actually has AI in it. It's driven by a GPU. And so they're doing some really cool things. So that allows you to use a lower end camera, like an Amcrest. And when I say lower end, I don't necessarily mean like lower end, but a camera. So Axis is obviously king of the heap with Avalon, a Vigilion, whatever they are, right behind them. But what the Synology unit is going to allow you to do is allow you to have some of those really AI driven type things on site, like you have in the Axis camera, like border protection and border breaching and things like that. So, but I don't know your laws up there either in Greenland. So there's a lot of things that I can't really talk about. So, or I'm not an expert in the laws in Greenland. So I can only tell you the products that I like, and that is definitely like an Axis and Synology, and I'd like to get some of Vigilion, whatever they are, and try one of those out because everybody keeps telling me that they're awesome too. So, hey, Melbourne. Okay, let me show you something else that I thought was really cool. I had a company reach out to me. Now, we all know that Sangoma, who owns Free PBX, we all know that they bought Digium, who was, who owns the rights, or owned the rights to Asterisk and all that good stuff. And there was a crazy tweet that was made a couple weeks ago that kind of got people's, hackles up. But when Sangoma bought them, I was like, oh boy, I hope we're not going to get into any kind of crazy things, with Asterisk. And with Grandstream, we've got the new 6300 series UCMs coming out, and they're based on a newer version of Asterisk. And I've always asked myself, like, okay, like what happens if Sangoma pulls a fast one and, starts pulling some hijinks with Asterisk, right? So what do we do? What do we do as a community if Sangoma starts playing games with Asterisk? And, some people's answer was, okay, well, maybe companies like Grandstream, they'll just fork it. Right. Well, possibly best case scenario. And I always thought to myself, like, I wonder if there's like an appliance that you can buy off the shelf based on FreeSwitch. I never really put a lot of thought into it. And if James is on here, I hope he'll speak up. But I always wondered, like, I wonder if that's a thing, and nothing really came of it. Didn't do much research on it and things like that. And then one day I get this email from a company and called Synway, Synway, and they are trying to break into the U.S. market. And their big selling point to me, because haven't been taking a lot of new IP telephony things because I'm super dug in on Grandstream, and I'm supporting a couple of other products too. But Grandstream, now that I'm certified with Grandstream, that's where I'm at. I put my eggs in that basket. But they sent me a Uniway 2000. And what this is actually an IP PBX that uses FreeSwitch instead of Asterisk. And I thought that was like super cool. So I'm going to be doing some videos on this. So I think along with Grandstream, if people are worried about the hijinks that could happen with Sangoma and Asterisk, then I think that this is going to be an alternative that you're going to be able to use. So this appliance can do 15 concurrent calls, and it's got 4 FXO, 2 FXS, LAN WAN. It's got a console port, USB port, power, all that stuff. And it's a nice, it's a metal little box. I haven't fired it up yet. I did tell them that James and I were going to beat away on it and give them any feedback. So I am kind of interested to get this going because if, depending on what happens with that, I don't know. I'm still not convinced that Sangoma is not going to pull some hijinks with Asterisk at some point, because a company, they got to make money, and Sangoma has made acquisitions and things like that, and they've got to pay off. And I think personally that probably part of their big reason for buying Digium was to get a hold of Asterisk, right? So we're going to be checking that out probably later in November. You'll see a video on that. So yeah, it will be very interesting on this to see what it looks like. So, all right, this is the point in the live stream at which I am going to, you know what? That may not be water. I moved some baked potatoes earlier and bugging me. It's really bright on the live stream. I think some butter came off of a baked potato and landed on my shirt. All right, so this is the point. Yeah, John, the Yaystar system is semi interesting. There's some things with that, but here's what we're going to do. I am going to put the phone number here, and once I put the phone number up, I'm going to let you guys call in, and whoever gets in first and has like a legit question, what we're going to do is we are going to, on this first caller that gets through that I can talk to, is going to get the net tool. So get your dial-in fingers ready. So it's going to be, I'm going to put the phone number here. Let me make sure I got the extension right. Boy, that'd be embarrassing, right? So I will have to answer the call. I have to put on my headphones so that I can hear you, so that everybody else can hear you. All right, so here we go. We're going to give away a net tool, this net tool. First caller is going to take it. Nothing too crazy with this one. Still trying out the new live stream gear, so nothing too crazy. All right, getting ready. I'm going to push enter. The phone number is going to come out, and you all are going to call in and see who gets the net tool. So let's see what happens here. And I gotta watch the phone, so we'll see what happens here. Yeah, Ecuador is insane to send stuff. I can imagine. So we'll see who gets through. Another thing is I ran into an old boss today. We were grocery shopping a little bit ago. Ran into an old boss, and it was kind of interesting. So yeah, I don't know how many of you run into your old bosses, but it was definitely something. All right, nobody's calling in. It means nobody's going to win the net tool, which means I am going to end up giving it away on Twitter or Instagram. I'll have to come up with something else. So, all right, let's see. We'll ask some questions while we're waiting here. All right. So, hey Willie, can you SSH to an access point from the cloud key? Well, that is going to depend whether the cloud key is on the same network. I'm not seeing extension 5002, guys. I'm not seeing any missed calls or anything like that. Extension 5002. When you call in, you got to call extension 5002. Phone is online. So we'll see what happens. I'll just keep watching it. What were we talking about? We were talking about SSHing from a cloud key. So if the cloud key is on the same network or can get to those access points, yes, you could do that. Yeah, I think there's quite a few of you trying to call in at the moment. And I know the internet works because that SIP service goes over the exact same service that I am streaming this live stream from. Sangoma's blocking my calls. No, that'd be funny considering I'm running a GrandStream 6202 over there. So we'll see what happens. I think so many of you are trying to call that that it's blocking it up. So if we don't get through, if you guys don't get through, we'll figure something else out. So I have a single call path with sip.us. No, I'm not trolling you guys. I wouldn't do that. It just rings and rings. I get the answer, and please dial an extension. All right. Well, let me close the app and reopen it. Let's see here. Close my GrandStream Wave app. Reopen it. Let me call this other. Let me see here. Hold on. End call. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I may have found an issue. I have a new video or a new Android video phone from GrandStream that I'm beta testing. I've been running tests on it. Okay, so now there should only be one extension registered to 5002. So somebody try again, and we'll see what happens. Somebody says, "Can you use a Raspberry Pi as a voice over IP system to manage all the calls, and how would it perform?" I personally would not use a Raspberry Pi for a voice over IP system that's going to get used every day. That's just me. I wouldn't personally. I would not do that. So I use it for digital signage. You're going to see some videos where we're using it for some endpoint security stuff that if it gets blown out, we don't really care. But for anything that I would consider, mission critical, I wouldn't use Raspberry Pis. Excuse me. So, all right. Are you guys trying to call again? Let me know. some reason, just ringing. All right, well, let me exit the app one more time. This worked. If you were here last Saturday, you know this worked. So you know that I'm not, you know that I'm not, you know that I'm not trolling you. I'm going to let the GrandStream Wave app re-register. Okay, it says it's re-registered. Let me call my desk phone real quick. 5001.
The number you dialed is incorrect. Please check the number and dial again.
Did you guys hear that? Let's see here. Okay, so can you guys hear that? Can you hear the phone? Oh, that's sweet. All right, hold on. Let's call my desk phone. Well, not really my desk phone. Phone in the other room that I use. Let's see.
Thank you for calling Willie Howe. I'm not available at the moment. The quickest way to reach.
Okay, so I know the GrandStream Wave app is working. So and now that thing just keeps blowing up in there. Okay. All right. So somebody try it again. If this doesn't work, we'll turn to the tweets, to the Twitter machine, and we'll give it away on Twitter. Excuse me. No Twitter there. Man, I don't know why this isn't working. That's why I love you guys, because we can work these kinks out and get this working together. So we'll have to so no, last Saturday, Nathan, if you were here, I had a caller that called in last Saturday. The call-in portion worked fine. So let's here real quick. We will let's call a random contact in my this person has no idea.
Please try again later.
And the phone was busy. Okay. Yeah, you guys are dialing 5,002, right? All right. So this is kind of a fail. So we'll figure this out. So if you want the net tool, I really had this call-in thing planned, and now I got to go to plan B. So what we're going to do is what we're going to do is I'm going to find just some, I'm going to ask some questions. And does everybody have Facebook? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Does everybody have Facebook? No? Okay. All right. So sorry for the huge failure on this part, but all right. So what we're gonna do is let's see. Oh yeah, so my Twitter just blew up, and it looks like people have been taken to the tweets to talk to Ubiquiti about the firmware, about the firmware calling home. So I just saw a tweet about it. So if you've got Twitter, go out there. Also check out the Ubiquiti forums and see what the employees are saying. So I don't know that it's that big of a deal. All right, so let me think of another way to give this away. So everybody who is in the live stream is going to have a chance with it. Yeah, I know Tom posted this morning. I didn't watch the video. I don't know. I think we're it is concerning that the firmware has a memory leak and is causing a problem. it is concerning that it calls home and you don't have a way to opt out. It is concerning. I don't know. I don't know what the proper way to go about opening a dialogue that's actually going to get their attention. So I had somebody else that I'm friends with named Sean, and I don't know if Sean is on the live stream or not. But apparently we're going to have the option soon to opt out. So yeah, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how they do it. I haven't had a lot of time to process this yet. So, we'll see. Yeah, somebody says you can just black hole it on DNS. You absolutely could if you knew how to do that. You could absolutely black hole it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you guys a little bit of research, and my YouTube channel will hold everything that you need to know, and then I'll just have to verify it. But what was the date that I uploaded my very first NetTool video? Give me the name of the video and the date. The first person to get it correct is going to win this NetTool. So you've got your homework. Real quick, find out what was the first video that I made on NetTool and the date, name of the video and the date. And then first person to get it right, you're going to email me and I am going to send this bad boy to you. So let me put that in the comments. What was the name of my first NetTool video and what was the date? So while you are all looking, I'm going to look. How does that sound? Let's see. All right, I'm just over there. I don't know if you can hear me. Let's see. NetTool giveaway. NetTool. Yep, I'm not going to give it away, but I think I found it already. So yeah, David, first person to put it in the comments is going to win that NetTool. Let's put it in the comments, the live chat, so everybody can see it. That's hilarious. No, Ruben, I'm not looking for my very first video ever, which, by the way, that Thundersnow video was awesome. That was also the year that the Bears, they were in the Super Bowl and they returned like a 97. I don't know, the guy ran like 90 yards or something insane, and then they ended up losing the Super Bowl. So let's see here. And Mr. Paul Danino, don't know who you are, but you just earned yourself the band hammer. So that's fantastic. So January 18th, 2011. Nope. People are guessing here. I want to know the name of the video. So the name, what's the title of the video, the YouTube title, and the date? Let's see. Let's see here. All right, I've got it up on the other screen. You can't see it, but I have it up on the screen. Nope, Jesse S. That is not correct. So the winner has to put the video title from YouTube and the date. So, Mark, I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. So Neptune IO, your pocket-sized network analyzer is not Correct. I don't know. Maybe you're on a phone and you're getting some autocorrect stuff happening there. But yeah, so I'm not seeing the correct answer yet. I'm seeing a lot of people put that stuff in there, but all right, Mark. Mark, you are no Ruben. Ruben, man. I wanted the first NetTool video, not my first IT. By the way, that creating an Outlook archive video was pretty rocking though. That's kind of like when I realized that YouTube could be a thing. So Mark, go ahead and shoot me an email. And we'll take care of getting you that NetTool. Get that shipped out later this week. All right, so back to IT stuff. So we talked about the FreeSwitch based PBX that I'm really excited about. We took a look at a switch. What else do we have coming up? So somebody asked me last week, what was the model of this Grandstream phone? This is the GRP 2614. GRP 2614. So, wait a minute. David caught it. David caught it. Yeah, hold on. Mark, you did not get it. Look at your submission. Everybody else. Oh boy. Mark, look at your submission. Somebody caught it. I didn't catch it. Look at it. David caught it. Says, isn't March before May? Mark, you put the wrong date. You put March and I didn't catch it. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Mark, is where's DJ Evergreen? Let's see here. DJ Evergreen. Baby steps. DJ Evergreen, I'm looking back through your comments and I'm not seeing where you put the correct stuff. This is a cluster. Let's see here. DJ Evergreen. 632. Let's see here. So, yeah, you guys, yeah, full title and date. Let's see here. Oh, Nathan is on here. Nathan is actually the creator of NetTool. So, no, Nick, I didn't see anybody put in the correct name and title. I thought Mark had it. Man, this has turned out to be a cluster. So what I'm going to do, let's see here. No, I'm looking through there, man. I'm not seeing the correct answer together. Everybody's saying, did I get it? I'm not, yeah, like Nathan, you said May 30th, 2016, 12:00 share save. No, not sure what's going on with people. March 6th, 2017. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. All right. Everybody stop. Just hold on a second. Here's what I'm going to do. So I'm looking at Mark, and Mark put the date, then the title. He had the correct date, then he put the title, and then I screwed up. So Mark, you're going to get a NetTool. Everybody else, you're going to get some NetTool swag. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got stickers and I've got some buttons. So if you guys, let's see here. DJ Evergreen, man, I am just not seeing your post unless you're posting as another name. Let's see. Yeah, so Bartos, you reach out. Let's see. I'll send you some NetTool swag. Let's see. So the correct answer is NetTool IO, your pocket-sized network analyzer. So the name of the video is that. And it was March 6th, 2017. So, yeah. So, no, if you guys need to scroll back through the comments, you scroll back through the comments that I'm seeing. And so this should, I don't know if this will be in the video or not, me scrolling through the comments, but man, I am not seeing. So you guys are saying you posted them and I'm not seeing them. So like need input Johnny 5. So I think you guys are trolling. I think you guys are trolling me, but I'm not seeing where you guys put this in when you said that you did. Excuse me. So maybe we found a problem with the YouTube stream. But hey, Nathan, if you're still on here, can you hook me up with some more NetTool stickers? So I will. Everybody who said that they put it in there and I can't, and then I can't see it. Yeah. So Nathan's gonna hook me up with some more pins and swag. So Nathan, if you can send me like 50 stickers and 50 pins, I'll just hook everybody up. And I will go back through the live stream chat and make sure that everybody that says that they commented, I will make sure that they get some swag at least, because something has gone not right here. Can you guys hear the phone ringing? Hello? Hmm. Hey, Jonathan, if you go to one of my other videos, there is an affiliate link and you'll actually save like 10% if you order using my link. You don't have to do that. It is not mandatory, but I just want to let you know you can save 10% by using my link. So, if you're not seeing the whole chat, it's because you're not set to live chat. Sir, I am set to live chat. So, yeah, so we're all, we're all, we're learning this stuff together. So, very interesting. I can toggle timestamps, so I can go back and look at the timestamps now. So yeah, so reach out to me if you want some swag. If you won the NetTool, hold on, let's see. Hello, thank you for calling.
Hey, it's working now.
And who am I speaking with?
Jordan.
Hey, Jordan, you are live on the air. Now, you didn't win the NetTool, but if you were posted in the comments,
I know it.
You're going to get some swag. So, do you have any questions for
No,
us
I
here
didn't.
tonight?
No, I just thought I'd try until I finally got through.
Okay, so
See if it was your system or if your system was just too overloaded.
it was probably just too overloaded. But I appreciate you calling in and trying it again.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Good.
All right, so the call-in feature is working. It looks like okay, so so I can scroll back through the whole the whole thing. But I am not. If you have screenshots, we'll figure this out. I don't want anybody to feel cheated. So if you've got a screenshot of where you actually have the correct answer, because I saw a lot of incorrect answers, like Nathan, I see like tools of the trade, ideal black adjustable blade ringer, May 30th, 2016. That's not right. I'm seeing a lot of incorrect video titles from a lot of people, but I'm not seeing the correct one. So yeah, very weird, but I want to at least make sure that everybody gets some swag. I want to make sure that everybody gets some swag. I want to make sure that, hey, let's see here. Mark, I think you were like the one that I saw originally. You need to send me an email with your shipping information. So, so let's do this. If you want a NetTool pin and a NetTool sticker, make sure that you're emailing me. Here is my email. So make sure you email me if you want some swag. We'll get, okay. So now everybody, so now that Nathan, so I'm going to admit that this was a cluster. This was a huge failure. Let's see. Let's see if we can get, some sort of a, nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's definitely not it. There it is. All right. So we can all admit that this whole thing has been a huge cluster. Let me give it those sad horns one more time. All right. So, so Nathan admitted that he was wrong. I've admitted this was a cluster. Everybody gets swagged because of that, at least. So sorry about all that. Make sure you email me your mailing address, and I'll work with Nathan, and we'll make sure that we have enough swag to hand out. So yeah, you'll get a NetTool sticker. Only if you're only if you're in the live stream while this is happening. I am going to cut it off. If you're watching this after the live stream, then you are not going to be eligible for that. But yeah, so those of you who are on there, you're eligible for a pin and a sticker. So yeah. All right. So now that we know that the live call-in feature is working, if anybody has any questions that they would like to ask, I can't guarantee that I'm going to know the answer, but you can call in. We can have a conversation. Maybe everybody else will learn something. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I do have the Draytech videos. I have those aren't coming this week. The Grand Stream videos. There's a couple other videos that I want to do as well. But I just got to make sure that I'm doing it and that they go better than this live stream. So one really cool thing about this Rodecaster is that you can actually upload like custom sound effects and stuff like that. Now I'm just using the ones that came built in. So, so Gareth, you're going to get a NetTool. You're going to get a NetTool pin that says I sniff packets, and you're going to get a sticker. So, and Nathan's over there going, don't give everybody swag, but Nathan's a great guy. NetTool, I've always loved this since we reached out. They pay me for sales. I do get affiliate sales, full disclosure, but I'm not on the payroll. I really believe in this product. Nathan is an entrepreneur. He's a super smart guy, and I hope he sells 1 million of these things. So the NetTool has a great future. There's some things that I've been talking to him about that I can't really tell you about because I am under NDA with NetTool, but there are things for teams coming that you are not even going to believe. So Dale, I'm glad that you are here on the first live stream. If you missed it, I tried to use OBS when we first opened this up. That was a failure. Then we just had the failure of trying to get everybody every everybody in here. Let's see here. So, and when we have a failure, we go. Yeah, let's see what these other two sound effects are real quick. Ooh, spooky. So, got some custom sound effects there. I hear somebody calling my yeah, I am definitely human. I am just like everybody else. I put my pants on just like everybody else, but I don't make gold records afterwards. I'm just another dude that is passionate about networking and security, and helping people learn, because I think that everybody can learn if they want to. And there is more than enough IT stuff to go around for all of us. All right. So somebody says, "Hi, sir. Is there a video on your channel that shows a setup with an Edge Router 4 and an Edge Switch 8 150 with VLANs?" Not yet, but that is something that is highly requested. And so we are going to get to that video very soon. Very soon. Yeah, I mean, so I got to tell you, so I'm starting another podcast, which is why I'm starting a podcast. Well, no, it would be another podcast, because Tim and I, we did Geek Dives, and we did a couple episodes, maybe 2 or 3 episodes. You'd have to go check it out. Tim is super busy, and when I could podcast, he couldn't podcast, and he's trying to work on that. So Geek Dives is, I'm hoping, going to come back. But in the short term, I am starting another podcast. I already have a few folks signed on. I got to get my waivers sent out, because I need them to sign, waivers saying that, they're not going to want money from it and all this. But I've got my very first guest. I'm going to be super excited. I'm going to be doing a review of his product. You may know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to give too much away, because I need to do the interview and all that. So we're going to do a new podcast where there will be people here, but then there'll be obviously call in people, Skype, things like that. So I invested in the new gear to kind of do that, to bring the audio level up, which I'm glad that the audio is working out really well. But one of my favorite things is when somebody reaches out to me and they're like, "Hey, thanks for everything you do. I've learned a lot." And then, and I love that. And then my second favorite thing is when somebody contracts with me and they call me on the phone for the first time, and I answer the phone. I'm like, "This is Willie." And anybody who's on the live stream who's talked to me outside of videos knows that's how I answer the phone. "This is Willie," or "Hello." And we'll get into the conversation, and I hear, "Oh man, you sound just like you do in your videos." That's because, like, this is how I am all the time. I don't know how to be anything else. This is not a personality that you see when I'm doing these videos. I'm the same person now. Oh, hey, we got somebody calling in. I can't answer it. What's going on here? Oh my gosh. Whoever you are, I'm so sorry. It won't let me answer it. I'm hitting the answer button. Let me try calling you back.
The number you dialed is incorrect. Please check the number and dial again.
Yeah, not sure. Not sure who that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is not a US based number. Yeah, we're learning a lot. You know what though? But the thing is, you know, I don't want to have two personalities. Um, you know, there's a time and a place where you can be crass. There's a time and a place where language can get harsh. This is not that time and the place. There are things, you know, that can be said between, you know, two adult human beings behind closed doors, not out to the public. That is not this time. But this is, you know, I think these things, I say these things. And this is just, you know, I don't know how to be anything else. And I don't know if that's because other people that do this are like a Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know, but I am not like that. So when you call me, when you talk to me on the phone, you know, this is the same guy all the time. So, and maybe that's problematic, but I don't know. So, let's see what else here. Hi, Willie. How would you set up a /29 on the WAN side, 1-to-1 or DMZ? So it depends. So if you want to hand off the usable IPs from the /29, you could do this a couple different ways. So your ISP is going to deliver the connection in, and you can put a switch there at the front and then hand those live IPs out to other devices. So you wouldn't have to have all of them on your router. Or what you can do is you can create a VLAN. So this is if you want to distribute the IPs behind, let's say we're using an edge router. So if you want to actually distribute and you don't want to do a 1-to-1 because you don't want to be double natted, what you could do is you could create a VLAN like VLAN 20, put those routable IPs on VLAN 20, and then distribute VLAN 20. Excuse me. You know, on down the line inside your network. So you can do that. So a lot of times when you're getting into the, you know, if an ISP is going to deliver IP addresses to you, you're going to have a serial connection, and then you're going to have your LAN block, right? Your /29. So ETH0 would be usually a /30 or a /31. That's your serial connection to the ISP, and then they're going to route that /29 block over to your LAN interfaces. And that's where you could put that. You can do it to like Comcast, you know, they give you IPs, or cable companies, they'll give you IPs, but everything comes in on ETH0. So it's not that traditional serial handoff. You can still kind of do it that way. It's a little bit different, but a 1-to-1 would also work. You're going to have a lot more control over the network if you do that. So, all right. So, Jonathan asks, what mic are you using? Because I'm looking for something to replace my Blue Yeti mic since it's dying. So I am actually using, this is a Rodecaster. This is a Rode Procaster mic, and it is plugged into the Rodecaster Pro, which is an all-in-one audio solution. It's got 4 XLR inputs. It's got Bluetooth, USB. You can plug a head. It's got the headphone jack. It records directly to an SD card. I mean, it's like a studio in a box. It's awesome. So this is what I'm going to use for the podcast. So you're going to see that coming out. So Michael, looks like somebody is, yeah. Michael is still doing something, March 2017. So yeah, so Jonathan, you don't need the Rodecaster Pro for XLR mics. You could use a couple. There's some other interfaces that you can get. I would like to try one of the Shure mics, the SM. I think it's the SM7B, but man, they are cashy. And I'm waiting actually for the Rode pod mics to come back into stock, because I want to get 2 more mics. So I've got 2 of these, and I want to get 2 more so that I can take this setup. Other places have 4 people on a podcast at a time, plus the call-ins. But the pod mic is like sold out like everywhere. Okay, so need input. Johnny5 says, saw your syslog watcher video, but it's 2 years old. Do you still like it or no one for Linux? So you could use like Graylog for Linux. That's going to be a little bit more in depth, but I really still do like the Kiwi or the Solar Winds log software. I just set that up like 2 weeks ago for somebody, and what we actually did was, so on the USG and Unified, there's no real time statistics right now at this point. There's no like real time alerting statistics, things like that. So what we did was we created firewall rules, and this particular firewall rule forwards through to a or we used a port forward. I'm sorry, it was a port forwarding, and we checked that log box. Then we set up the log server, and then what we did was when the logs came in and we saw that information, we created a rule based on that, and it sends the person an email anytime that rule is hit. So that's how they are alerted that somebody is hitting that firewall rule. It worked out pretty cool, and we were using that software. The other one that I like is I really like the Synology log center that's built into Synology. All right, let's see. I hope need input, Johnny5. I hope that answered your question. Jordan says, I found a company that has a major network security flaw. What would be the best way to disclose it to them? They are a healthcare facility. So first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a lawyer. And I'm going to tell you that people are going to be sensitive to the way that things get disclosed. So the first thing that I would do is I would consult a lawyer that knows a lot about IT law in your area and figure out what the best way to do that. I would figure that out because depending on how you discovered the vulnerability, you could put yourself in a really precarious position. So I can't give you any legal advice. My advice to you is if this is real, I would definitely make sure that I talk to a lawyer first, because you don't want things going south. Other than that, a lawyer is going to be able to tell you how to proceed, because it is probably not going to end up favorable for you if you just call up a healthcare organization on the phone and be like, "Oh, I stumbled upon this this vulnerability in your infrastructure." Yeah, it's going to set off. If you called me and said that, it's going to start setting off alarms, and I'm probably going to want to find out a little bit more about you, and probably not to shake your hand and cut you a check. So, Jordan, I would definitely reach out to somebody who's versed in cyber security law in your area and find out how to proceed. Jonathan says, what a great firewall, like the Content Keeper software. I'm not sure what we are talking to. Yeah, David, the pod mic is super duper nice. It's got some, the built-in plosive stuff. Please bring pizza pronto. I don't know. I purposefully, and I don't know how much of that's coming through on the video, but these mics are supposed to have some of that built-in where it filters out those plosives. Yeah, Graylog is Nathan. Yeah, Graylog is super duper rad. Built on, I think it's Elasticsearch on the back end, and it's the real deal. Nathan asks, will you ever consider doing a live stream while deploying a live customer deployment, not in a studio? So if you go back to like 2017, there are some videos where Monty and I were out. And we were at a customer site. And then there was another one where we were on the roof where we deployed Wi-Fi. But it is very hard to get customers to consent, to some of these things. That's a very difficult thing to do. So that's something that I'm going to have to kind of evaluate. If there's a real need or real draw for that, then we'll have to see what we can do. Can you show us, this is from Chuck Weinberg. Can you show us how to fax using a SIP trunk on the GrandStream? My pen, my pad of paper. I'm going to write that down. That is going to be an excellent, excellent video. Let me write that down. So I've got a lot of video ideas, a lot in the pipeline, but this one I think needs to happen sooner rather than later. Grand stream faxing. Yeah, I like the UCM faxing. It's all built in, everything done through PDFs, through email. I really like it. So yes, I will create a video on that. All right, Rich says, I am new to NAS, and what are some of the pros or cons of Synology over FreeNAS? So if you're just downloading FreeNAS, and I'm just spitballing here, this is just off the top of my head. If you just download FreeNAS and you run it on some commodity hardware that you've got, there's really no warranty unless your hardware is under warranty. Now, I suppose you could buy commercial support, but depending on which model of Synology you buy, actually all the Synologies now I think have a minimum. Well, I think maybe the smaller units have a 1-year warranty. Hold on, let me look that up. Synology DS218 Plus warranty. So the 218 is a 2-disc unit that I really, really like. So the Synology DS218 Plus has a 2-year warranty, right? So if you have a problem, you can get a hold of Synology, get the unit replaced. If you get a bigger, if you get a bigger Synology, a lot of them have 5-year warranty, next business day replacement, and I've used it and it works great. So, and there's lots of stuff. You know, FreeNAS has got its place, just like Synology has its place. And I like FreeNAS. I used to run FreeNAS before I really got into the Synology ecosystem. So, let's see here. Amplify HD Gamers Edition is worth it. Is it worth it buying over a normal Amplify HD? So I have the Amplify Gamers Edition. It's still in the box. I haven't had time to break it out yet. I'm very happy with my HD. This live stream is coming to you over in HD. I can't tell you that yet, but maybe we'll get to that. All right. Can you say Mike Hawk 5 times fast? I probably could, but I'm not sure what that's all about, and I'm not sure who you are, Kavi Diaz. I'm having to get the band hammer out a few times tonight. I'm not really enjoying that, but David Rager says, do you have any videos on setting up the Synology logging with the USB? I know I have a Synology logging video, but I don't have it set up to do to the USB. That's another step that you'd have to do. Oh, the USG. So, oh yeah. Here. All right. Kavi Diaz going. All right. So, what you have to do, David, is you actually set the logging in Unify, and it sets the logging for everything, all the pieces of hardware. So that's what you have to do on that. All right. So any more questions? Any more call-ins? Anybody want to call in? I'll put the number here real quick before we wrap. Ooh, somebody wants to see Juniper IPsec tunnels. I have a Juniper firewall over there on the shelf. That might make a great video. Jonathan says, can you load a third-party firmware on a USG or on a Unify AP if it goes out of date? I don't recommend doing that. In fact, the manufacturers actually are supposed to work very hard at making sure that people cannot load third-party firmware on their devices, so I don't recommend doing that. David, it can be good for debugging firewall rules, yes. All right, so there is the phone number one more time. Does anybody else want to call in with any questions? Let's see what happens here. Walber says, is there any doc about MPLS to connect branches with an IPsec failover on an edge router? I'm bet there is out on the Ubiquiti community, but I don't have one. So I don't have one. I don't have, you know what? I could emulate an MPLS connection internally, probably. I have to think about that. So, all right. Any more questions either in the live stream or does anybody want to call in? Any more questions? Going once, going twice. What about a Synology hosting service? Need input, Johnny 5. Does that mean you want to see a video on how to host websites on a Synology? Is that what that means? Syslog hosting service. Oh, sorry about that. Misread that. Not Synology. Logs. Yeah, Syslog hosting service. So there is what's a one that's out there? It's called Papertrail. I think is the one that's cloud hosted. And I think you get like 1 gig free a month or something like that. I can't remember the terms. I only used it one time. But yeah, check out Papertrail. I think is the name of it. It's a cloud-based, if you don't want to eat up all your storage and everything yourself, definitely check that out. Man, we have learned a lot tonight. We have learned that Dave Robertson says, do you still like the Grandstream GWN 7610 AP? I love Grandstream access points. I'm just going to put that out there. I think they're super solid, especially for voice over IP over Wi-Fi. So yeah. And I've got one of the newer access points. So I plan on putting that video out soon. Is that Banksy? Banksy? New Zealand? No, that's not the Banksy, right? Do you know of any limitation to the amount of devices accounts on a unified controller? No, I've seen controllers that have thousands. Now, I can tell you that there's a 64 network limit, but that's on the network side. That's not on the device side. That's not on the client side. Dave says, how do they measure up to the Unify AP? Well, you can run them. You can run the Grandstream APs standalone, or they've got a built-in controller. So one Grandstream AP, I think, can manage 50 other access points, or you can join it to GWN Cloud. But the really exciting part about GWN Cloud is they are coming out with an on-prem version of that very soon. Jonathan, a man after my own heart here. Does Toshiba still make voice over IP phones? Because I haven't heard anything from them. No, they sold to ShoreTel. Then ShoreTel got, I think, bought by Mitel, or maybe ShoreTel sold the Toshiba assets to Mitel. Anyway, long story short, Mitel owns the Toshiba assets now. And as of October 31st, at the end of the day, you're no longer able to get licensing. I was just told by a company that does Toshiba that even if they have them in their inventory, they are no longer now able to activate the Toshiba licenses, which is a huge problem. And we also got an official letter from them saying that as of January 1st, they are no longer going to support the Toshiba phone system. So if you've got the Toshiba stuff out there, get a hold of me. We'll look at putting a Grandstream in its place because you'll be so much more happier. The Toshiba product is not good. Nick says, do you think that the Unify controller would run fine? I've never done Google Compute, so I can't answer that, Nick. I would personally, I don't know anything about it. I don't know, Nick. Try it and let us know. Bartos asks, what is your choice of NMS? If I'm not using UNMS, I'm using Libra NMS. If I were doing a 1, 2, or 3 AP deployment, would you go GWN 7610 or Unify? It depends. There's some variables there, but I will tell you would not be disappointed, Dave Robertson, if you went with the GWN 7610. You would not be disappointed. Let's see here. Need input on Sangoma technology on premises and cloud-based. Thinking of upgrading. So Frank, reach out to us. I personally don't touch the Sangoma stuff, but I have a tech that does work for me. His name is James. You've seen him in the live streams before. He works on the Sangoma stuff. I touch the Grandstream stuff. He does Grandstream. He's awesome at it, but he also is a master and a whiz kid on the Sangoma free PBX stuff. Any news on something better than the USG? Jimmy Castro, you know as much as I do. The Big Shot 58 says, "Hey Willie, love the content. I just picked up a MikroTik 1036 cloud router with a deal I couldn't pass up on. Would you go with MikroTik access points or go Ubiquiti?" That is a great question. It's going to be situational. I will tell you that the Grandstream access points are awesome, but the MikroTik cap WAP system, once you get it up and going, is very solid. It's a very solid system, and it can do everything that Unify can. It just doesn't have the marketing that we've got, that goes along with Unify. So that being said, I have seen some demand for the cap WAP stuff, so I'm thinking about doing some of the videos on that. I showed the in-room AP, and people were really interested in cap WAP, so maybe we'll do something on that. Hey, Jonathan, I do these live streams and these videos so that people can learn, so there's absolutely no reason to be apologizing for the questions. I played around a lot with Ubiquiti for clients, but trying to learn more about MikroTik. So here's the thing. MikroTik command line, huge learning curve if you're used to messing with Ubiquiti, right? But here's the deal about MikroTik. If you actually use best security practices, hold on. Don't expose your management interface to the internet. A lot of these security things that people are saying, oh, MikroTik's got another security. Like if you're securing things properly, most of these things are mitigated from the get-go. There's a lot of devices out there right now that are, running on Linux, that they are running on versions of Linux that are no longer supported. So therefore, there are security problems inherent with running devices that, that have software built on an unsupported platform. So it's just not MikroTik. This is the ones you're hearing about. So if you want to really learn networking, MikroTik will teach you. You will learn networking. Let's see here. Yeah, Cisco uses CapWAP. Let's see here. When do I think that the Unify controller will have multi-factor authentication natively? I can't answer that question. If you got to choose from Aruba and Ubiquiti, which would you choose for 5 years or more? Oof. Well, it depends on what you're going to use it for. If it's a small office and those are the two that I'm given, I'm probably going to go with Unify. If it's a larger installation, I'm probably going to use Aruba. So, but if you give me some other choices like Grandstream or Cambium, I'm going to give you an even different answer. So, hey, Spryweb, there's some other YouTubers that have some guides to hosted Unify, and they even call them definitive. That's a pretty bold statement. Let's see. What's the one thing that Unify doesn't have that is something you want to see? A must-have: multi-factor authentication, two-factor authentication for the login, not using the Ubiquiti cloud. Let's see. That's like the must-have. Like right now, I would take that over. I would take that over multiple WAN IPs, but WAN IPs. Multiple WAN IPs definitely has to come, but multi-factor authentication for the controller, we've got to have that. So, All right, looks like everybody's leaving. Must be getting late. We've been at this for about an hour and 24 minutes. And so I think we are going to wind it down. I want to thank everybody for being here. Look for another video. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Don't leave. Hold on a second. Gerard just said that Hostify has a free plan. If you haven't checked out Hostify, check them out. I'm going to be doing a video on Hostify. Riley Chase over there, he's a pretty smart dude. So go check out Hostify. Tell him that Willie Howe sent you. I don't have an affiliate link built out yet, but go check out Hostify. He does have a free tier. So if you've got just a few machines, you can check that out. All right, so that's all I wanted to say about that. Yeah, the USG is probably not going to get a pass-through mode. USG is getting a little long in the tooth. But all right, so I got stuff I got to get back to. You all got stuff that you got to get back to. Yeah, well, Hostify understands how to run large amounts of controllers. And if you don't need those log files, why are you hanging on to them? Like, what are you going to do with those log files? I don't know. Most people aren't going to know what to do with those log files. So anyway, everybody, I want to thank you for being here. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.